I want to share a tsunami dream that I had around January 2023. And in this dream, I had a knowing in my spirit that a tsunami wave that was as tall as the sky was approaching. And in the dream, we were living in a downstairs basement type of home where you would enter the front door and walk downstairs to reach your living quarters. And in the dream, my son and daughter, and they were about 10 and 8, were having like a little disagreement. And so, as a mom, I tried to intervene to solve whatever disagreement they were having, so that we could leave and avoid the tsunami wave. But in doing so, the wave had caught up to us and it had filled the apartment and we were underwater. And I remember telling my kids to ask Jesus to forgive you. And then the dream repeated itself. So we were downstairs in the same area. My son and daughter were having a disagreement, but this time I said, okay, no, we're going to get out. So we went up the stairs and we went to the car. And my second daughter, and I have twins, she's 8 as well, she was missing her shoe. And so I tried to look for her shoe because I thought, okay, she may need it to run in case we have to run. But in doing so, the wave caught up with us and we were under the water again. So this time, when the dream repeated itself for the third time, when my son and daughter were having a disagreement, we went straight up the stairs. When my daughter was missing her shoe, I put everyone in the car and I thought, no, our lives are more important. So we began to drive south. Now, see where I was staying in an apartment in Bakersfield, California during this dream. But in the dream, it was a downstairs basement type home. So I was confused as far as whether it was supposed to be another location or was God referring to where we were staying at currently. But in the dream, I just had a knowing to drive south and then make a left turn, which was to go east towards Bakersfield College in this dream. God had put it in me to drive that direction. So we were driving up the hill towards Bakersfield College. And Bakersfield College, by the way, when you are driving up the hill, there's to the left of that street is like a big, I don't know how to explain it, like a big land where it's like a bowl, and they do a lot of siphoning of oil there, and they call it the oil fields. And so Bakersfield College is located next to the oil fields, but on top of a hill. So we drove up the hill and we got out the car, and there was a building in Bakersfield College that was about 2 to 3 stories high. I think it was 3 stories. But as we began to walk up the first, second, and third story, I'd noticed that there was a fourth story, an extra fourth story, but we had stopped on the third story. And when we had stopped, I'd realized that the water had stopped rising as well. And when I looked around, it was as if the whole ocean had surrounded this building. There was no more land to see except for above the third story of the building we were on top of. And there was a guy next to me, and he jumped in the water as if he was swimming in a swimming pool. And then I woke up, and I thought, wow, water? How is water going to reach this college, which is about maybe 150 miles from the ocean and at a height that is like 3 stories tall, 30 feet high. And so I did a little research and I came across a lady's channel. Her name is Lady D, and God had given her a dream about Japan having a 9.1 earthquake, and the resulting tsunami would reach California. And where she was at in her dream, she was near a bridge, and she had seen that the tsunami wave had taken people into the water. But then God had moved her into a building, and while she was in the building, she heard a loud boom. And after hearing that loud boom, she saw a second tsunami wave that was as high as the sky. And she didn't see any people in that wave. It was just very high in the sky. No way to escape it. And so in her dream, God had given her a warning to tell people, which was when you hear that Japan has had an earthquake, a 9.1 earthquake on the radio, and she didn't know why it was the radio, but it was the radio, that you need to evacuate California. You need to get out. And that was her dream. And so in my dream, I did not have an earthquake in my dream, and she didn't mention California having an earthquake in her dream either, which leads me to believe this could be a separate event from the earthquake that California is supposed to have, which causes land to fall into the sea. But in her dream, she heard a loud boom. So it is possible um, that this could be something that is man-made. And the reason I say that is I seen from another video, and I don't remember where someone had been shown by God that there was a man-made occurrence that caused a tsunami wave that would sweep the land of California. And so I don't think that this is an earthquake, because if it were the earthquake that California is supposed to have, then there would be rifts in the land. But in my dream, I was able to drive to Bakersfield, California. There were no rifts in the land. So I believe that this could be a separate event from the California earthquake. That you can take it to the Lord with prayer. But the warning is that when Japan has its 9.1 earthquake and you hear of it on the radio, to get up and leave. And that is it. Okay, bye.